Hey guys, Jacob here. It's been another hot minute. Last time I was on here, we was getting the the memes on VR chat. You should go check out that video, by the way. But anyway, that aside though, today we have yet another guest on the channel. My beloved friend Kyomi. What's poppin'?
Hey,
How's it going?
pretty good here. How about you?
Oh, uh, I was just saying that more as a casual thing, but yeah, it is going normal. I'll just keep it at
Yeah,
that.
that's it's casual.
You very casual. uh, so um, by the way, before we get into the actual video, I totally recommend you go check out Kyomi's channel at the Zombie Berserker. You know, go hit her up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, that's it. I don't have any other social media. Try and contact me. I dare you.
yeah, man, freaking ghost, like a shadow creeping through the internet. And
That's racist.
oh man, you wish. But anyway, though, so as you
Uh,
all know, I've been uploading some, quite a bit of Danganronpa content recently, and we're going to continue that trend because as of today, we're starting a new series, or it might be a mini series, depending on how many questions both I and Kyomi end up thinking up. But however it ends up turning out, this is the beginning of a new series which we are calling Kyomi Debunks, in which Kyomi over here, and perhaps sometimes me, who knows, but for the most part, Kyomi will be debunking various things throughout Danganronpa, or at least it'll mostly be Danganronpa. Who knows? It may eventually move on to other things, but for the time being, it will be Danganronpa. And we're going to start this off with Kyomi debunking, the person you see on screen here, Toko Fukawa. And so we're going to start this off by asking Kyomi a very simple question to which she will then proceed to make this very simple question a very simple debunking. So, Kyomi,
Great.
do you believe Toko accurately portrays and depicts, etc., someone with DID, with you yourself having the disorder, by the way? Go.
Right. As a stereotype, yes, she does accurately represent it as a stereotype. However, as representing the actual disease itself, no, it's completely off the charts. Everything about it is wrong. At least from what I've seen, most of it. So,
Okay. Good start, good base.
awkward
Uh,
silence.
so, all right, so to follow that up, so there's a lot of controversy, or at least from what I have seen about, the whole mix-up, like during the Hangman's Gambit bit where you have to discern what exactly Toko has, because see, it's stated in the game that she has DID. However, in the Hangman's Gambit where you discover that, it is not DID you have to put in, but instead schizo. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's not accurate at all, considering DID is a disability that creates multiple people living inside one mind. Schizo isn't even a disability on its own. To clarify, that just means schizo is an umbrella term for a bunch of other terms that have nothing to do with DID whatsoever in any way. Um, One of the main ones that most people will recognize is psychosis, like seeing, hearing, tasting, and touching things that aren't really there.
So, so anyway, you just got done explaining how, uh, you know, they just completely screwed up with DID and schizo, and they essentially like they managed to offend three mental disorder communities at once.
Pretty much.
Uh, Right. So my next question,
Go
I
on.
think this might actually be my final question, would be, so you say that you said that Toko, she accurately represents the stereotype DID, but not the actual. So in
Right.
that case, what would you say Toko actually has?
I would say she more fits in the bipolar disorder, though I'm not gonna say for certain because there's still a few loose gaps within determining that fully. However, the most likely thing is bipolar disorder since it doesn't seem to be an entirely different person inside Toko, simply just a different form of herself.
Right.
So,
Oh, excuse me.
you're excused.
um, my bad, guys. Audience and guests alike. That's the orange juice kicking in. Anyway, though, so actually, I do have one more question for you, Kyomi, and that
All
is
right.
so since it has now been established, throughout this almost 10-minute video, granted, like 3 minutes of it is silence, but whatever. Uh, so it has now been you have basically fact checked and debunked Toko. So with that being said, how do you feel she could if they were to someday ever remaster Trigger Happy Havoc, if Spike Chunsoft were to for one day some remaster Trigger Happy Havoc, how do you think, or in what ways could they improve the representation of DID? Just how could they fix Toko basically?
Well, outright, they'd have to throw out Toko's entire arc of her Trigger Happy Havoc arc to do that because it's just a complete failure of representation for it in Trigger Happy Havoc. If they wanted to make it better, they could still use the two alters of Toko and Genocide Jack. However, I feel like that to do that, they wouldn't have to use the trigger of sneezing. Maybe the trigger of blood could still stay, but not sneezing, since that's more associated with things such as bipolar.
Right. And
Yeah, that is right.
that's all you got?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, with that being said, everyone, this concludes the first episode of Kyomi Debunks. We shall hopefully, hope, be back with more. But until then, this is Jacob and Kyomi signing off. Farewell.